where sometimes a student sits for an examination, but when the results are out, the student is not contented with the mark awarded, particularly the final examination mark. In case you fall into such a situation and you find you are not happy with that mark, and you know a little bit in your heart that you scored more, but you are given less, that is when you don't score the pass mark, which is 50%. And you possibly get 45, get 47, and you fail to get to the 50 required. You can apply for remarking. So you write through your respective head of department. The head of department is the chief examiner. You write through the head of department to the academic registrar, and the letter is put on your personal file. It comes to the academic registrar. It comes to the deputy academic registrar in charge of examinations, and you are allowed to be remarked. So another examiner can be selected by the head of department to mark you at a fee. Currently, the fee is 70,000 Ugandan shillings. Yes. The examiner we get is also paid from that very fee. Now, take note of this, that by the time you apply for remarking, it should be within, not this, it should be within 1 month after the results have been considered by your respective faculty. So results are considered at departmental level, at faculty level, and later on at Senate level, which approves results. So if you see your results and you are not contented with the mark you got for a certain paper, you can apply for remarking as long as you fall within the 30 days, the 1 month from the date the results were discussed. Beyond 30 days from that date, because I do check, you don't qualify. Lastly, I wouldn't want to talk so much. There are so many things I would have talked about, but I have colleagues who are coming to say something here. Lastly, God forbid, sometimes we encounter cases of examination malpractice. I would believe that anyone, particularly seated in this hall, and those seated outside, would not fall culprit of such. If there is anyone for a victim, such has not yet reported at this university. We have our university examination regulations, and there is much talked about examination malpractices. We have a number of examination malpractices listed, and my request is, do not indulge yourselves in any of these examination malpractices. I can just say a few of them, list a few of them. One is smuggling into the examination room unauthorized materials. You get some piece of paper and you move into the examination room with materials related or not related to the paper, as long as we get you with unauthorized material in the examination room, you fall a culprit. We do not encourage you colluding. So you are seated next to another student, you are all sitting an examination, and then you start talking to the other student. Or you send some information. It may be on a question paper, it may be on an answer booklet, but you do that. Some cases, a student may write on his or her body. It may be the hands, it may be the arms, it may be the thigh, it may be, no. We have got some of these cases. You enter into an examination room with a phone, with a smartwatch, with all other gadgets that can assist you answer questions in the examination paper. This is not allowed. You go an extra mile and you engage somebody else to sit for you a test, a coursework, or an examination at the end of the semester. This is impersonation and it is not allowed. And we have penalties to each of these. And the penalty ranges from the soft one, where that paper can be cancelled, and then you do it when it is next offered. And then the worst one is to get you out of the gates of Kyambogo University, and we don't admit you again for any academic program. That is the worst. So I encourage you, freshers of this academic year, to desist from involving yourselves in any form of examination malpractice. With this, Madam Academic Registrar, allow me to stop here. If there are any questions, I will answer them later. If there is anything that I have left out, then I may answer that when the session for questions and answer comes. But before I sit, allow me say this, that we have examination regulations. I have a copy with me here. And these are regulations which were approved by Kyambogo University Council in March 2013. And they are still the same exam, 2015, and they are still working. Now, some time back, we used to give out hard copies. Every student would get a hard copy. I would make so many copies and distribute them. But today, we are in a different age. And therefore, you will access this from the website. Agreed? You will access this from the website. And for your information also, before I leave, we have instructions, particularly for students. And such instructions, we provide them on the cover pages of the answer booklet. So the cover page, for example here, has 9 instructions, and at the back, it has up to 17. So all these are instructions which are derived from the regulations. So that when you enter into an examination room and you are given this booklet, you can read through before you start your examination. When you are given a question paper, read through the instructions before you start the examination. So this assists you to acquaint yourself with some of these regulations, particularly for examination purposes. So I'm going to leave behind like 10 copies. Somebody can be in charge. Hard copies. I don't know who is going to be in charge. 10 copies. Hard copies. We have freshers in front? No. Do we have student leaders yet? No. But I've left something behind which can be equitably distributed. But the rest, please, you can make a photocopy yourself or access this regulation from the website. Thank you so much for listening to me. We meet when the examinations are on. Do you know when the examinations are going to begin? Yes, no? Somebody has said yes. Which date? Your examinations are slated to begin on 25th April. 25th April. So next month we shall have examinations for the continuing students. And for you, come April 25th, you have 2 weeks of examinations. We are already working. So soon the timetable, examination timetable, will be out. Thank you. Allow me invite the next person. As I told you at the very beginning, we have admissions where you are admitted and registered. The moment that one is done, you are supposed to study, do your coursework, tests, your practicals and all that, and sit examinations. And these examinations are considered by your department, by the faculty or the school, and later on, these results go to Senate. Senate is the highest academic body of the university. And we have a deputy academic registrar in charge of Senate, and she's here with us, and she's going to talk to you. Come graduation, come academic documents, she's in charge. So Mrs. Ada Chimanzi, you are most welcome.
Good morning, everybody. As they have said, my name is Ada Kimanzi, and I'm in charge of Senate, which is one of the divisions in the Academic Registrar's Department. Madam Chair, who is the Deputy Registrar today, the Academic Registrar today, Jerome, who is the Deputy Registrar, Examinations, and everyone who is here, who is participating to help us to be able to talk to you. I would like to make a very important declaration. You are very welcome to Kyambogo University. I would like to appreciate you. Thank you for choosing Kyambogo. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for saying, yes, Kyambogo is the place where I would like to get my qualifications after secondary school. You are really welcome. When you come to Kyambogo University, you realize that we are unique. We are unique because we have, not because of our compound and our buildings, but we are unique because we actually have programs which encompass every single one. Whoever wants to come to Kyambogo University has a need to be an engineer, has a need to be a teacher, has a need to be a technologist, has a need to be an economist. You will find us here. And we have one of the best lecturers, the people who will be able to accomplish the task of teaching you, lecturing you, and guess what? You will finish your programs. The best thing, and I would like to tell you, Senate does one thing. It admits you. The Senate of the university, which is the highest academic body, admits you to Kyambogo University. And when it admits you, it welcomes you. So usually we have a ceremony which welcomes you. This is just the beginning of the ceremony. Generally speaking, you'll only be you'll be on a honeymoon for some time. But at that honeymoon, you're going to work very hard. As you heard, examinations are coming. I don't know what. Jerome was very candid. He told us we have examinations in a very short time. But remember one thing, after we have admitted you, you have got to study. If you don't study, Senate will not receive your results with pleasure. Meaning we will see retakes, red marks, things which are not right. We would like you to make Senate happy. We would like the Vice Chancellor and all his people to receive your results in Senate and are celebrating because you're going to graduate. Some of your programs are 2 years, some are 3, some are 4, some are even 5. We would like to have you graduate. And we as Senate Division, we graduate students, but we graduate students only who have passed and excelled. In between there's a lot of life. As you can see, there's Banda, there's Kampala. For you who are from upcountry, there are places. There are things that can distract you. Please do not be distracted. As a young person, of course, you think that, I have time. But the semesters are short. And we have been in this long period of COVID-infested Uganda. And we are really happy to see you. So what we are going to do is make sure we teach you. And we make sure you pass your exams, but you have to focus in order to pass. And I would suggest that even as you play, as young people, even as you play, because you will play, you're young people, excuse me and know that the most important thing is you're a student. Pass your exams. Go into politics if you may, but pass exams. We don't mind you being the head of, I don't know, you're the GRC member where. But if you haven't passed exams, you are not going to remain a student. And therefore, your GRC position will be put under the what? The carpet. So please, be a student first and foremost. Do the other things as extracurricular. And you'll enjoy your stay at Kyambogo University, by the way. The courses you have come in for are the ones you wanted. They are the ones you preferred. And we gave them to you. When we gave them to you, we expected you to excel and to complete. Then we have an important thing. We also, as Senate, we handle the policies of your academic year. I mean of your academic stay and your stay at Kyambogo University. Jerome has already made it known that we have an examination regulations. We have so many other regulations that determine the program you're doing. We ensure that that program you have has rules and regulations. We ensure the program you have is the duration in which you're expected to study, but we also give a leeway for a few things which may happen in between. What is most important is that please understand what your program expects from you. You think it's a minor detail, but please go find out. Find out what is expected of you. Be alert. We have a website. We have forums where you can get information. Information on your study, your program of study. Please do not hesitate if you are confused or not knowing anything to go to your faculty administrators. I am requesting this because if you do not know your program, you will not complete your course and therefore you will not graduate. When you're about to complete your studies, by the way, you sit the final examinations. When you sit your final examinations, they are expected to be brought to Senate through the departments and the faculties, and finally they come to Senate and its committees. I would request that if you have a problem in first year, try and sort out your problems in first year so that in second year and third year and fourth year you don't have cumulative problems. Because if you reach the final examination and you have cumulative problems, you have missing marks, which I'm sure Jerome has talked about, you have issues which are related to your academia, you will not graduate. You will not be able to have the full graduation load, and therefore you will not graduate. We as Senate ensure that we graduate only students who have successfully completed their academic work at the university, successfully completed their programs, their courseworks, their examinations, all that. You have to have completed them successfully. I would also like to inform you that if you have not also financially completed your payments, that too is an issue. But the bursar's office will be very clear on that one. I will not enter into that territory. So I would like to request kindly that we as Senate, we don't only tell you, okay, thank you very much, give you a very good ceremony. We give you very important, something which shows that you have been at Kyambogo University. We give you your certificate. And if you have issues with your academia, your academic life, if you have got retakes, if you have missed out, if you have withdrawn and not completed your work on time, you will not get that certificate. There are 2 documents. I'm sure Jerome talked about transcripts. You start with a transcript, which is the detailed results, but you have got to get your certificate. It is important, or just as important as the transcript. And that is the only way people will know you came here. That is the only way we'll know that Kyambogo University actually taught you. You'll go out in the field and they will not be asking who was the vice chancellor. They will not be asking if there was a deputy academic registrar admissions. No. They'll be asking, do you have a certificate? Do you have a transcript? So I would kindly request that you focus on your books. Focus. That is the only way. Make friends, because university is a very, very nice time. You are 20, to the worst you're 30, or even beyond, depending on what program. But trust me, at that age, it is for you to look out and see, make those friends who are going to be, even if they were not, you probably came with them from secondary, but they are those you will make. They are lifetime skills that you will learn at the university, which you didn't learn at secondary. Please grasp those, because those are lifetime skills. But what is more important is come out of the university with your qualification, because that is where your career path will start. If you want to divert, it is something